Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to do a video review of a new offering from Bula Kava House called Nangol Noble. And the Nangol is a bungee jump that in Vanuatu, where men will climb this structure made from wood and bamboo and other natural materials, and when they get to the top they will tie vines around their ankles and jump from the top of these structures. And this is all part of a elaborate ritual to bring in the yam harvest, to bring in a healthy yam harvest. So it's kind of a cool, traditional, anthropologically very interesting cultural feature of this of Vanuatu. And right at the right on the bag here, Bula Kava House talks about that, which I think is really cool, because part of drinking kava is respecting kava culture. And the more we learn about these islands and these traditions, the more respectful and the more respectful we are being of these cultures. Now, I've already had a shell of this, and it is one of the strongest kavas that I've had in a long time. It's pretty ridiculously strong. In terms of the flavor, it has an earthy, peppery, and piney kind of taste. And the color is kind of a lightish brown. It's very floral, like when you smell the actual powder itself, it's very floral and kind of tantalizing to the senses. And it's just a really nice kava. It's probably gonna not be that attractive to people who haven't tried kava before in terms of the flavor, but the effects are just overwhelmingly strong. If that's what you're looking for, is strength, then this is going to be the stuff that you want to buy and try, because it's actually just completely overwhelmingly strong. Just to give you a little background on what how I made this, I used a half cup of the kava root to about a liter of water, and I used a little bit of kind of heated water when I made it at the beginning, and then I mixed it with cold water, and even when I poured the shells, it was just a little bit too strong, so I diluted it a little bit. And I've had about 2 shells of it that way. And I do have to say, like, it's impressively strong. In terms of definitely, like, the headiness of it is prominent. The body effect is also there. I went for a really long jog yesterday. It was a bit sore this morning, and it's now in the early afternoon, and all the soreness in my legs has just completely disappeared. This might be the kind of kava that I would warn people against who are sensitive to strong kavas. People who drink a bowl of strong kava and might get that, like, initial inner anxiety, because it really, like, washes over your system pretty drastically, and makes you feel like a little bit clammy at first because it's so strong. So if you're that kind of person and you do want to drink this kava, then you should probably start off with like a really low, like a really weak batch, and just drink a little bit, and then like kind of gauge how it's going after you have your first shell. I certainly was not prepared for it. I mean, it's a Sunday, you know, I don't have to work, but like it's. I mean, the rest of the day is going to consist of me probably watching some movies, and then maybe having like a really light dinner, because this stuff is like ridiculously strong. It reminds me a lot of like the first time that I drank WoW. I brewed up a really strong, or I kneaded up a really strong batch, and I drank it, and then I just like could not get off the couch. It's actually taken me a lot of energy to complete this video review, so just be forewarned about that. I'm not sure whether this is actually available yet. This is just the sample that was sent to me. It's a 100-gram bag, so I used about a half a cup from this bag. And I'll post some photographs of what the Kava looks like in the written portion of the review. But, I mean, overall, like, this stuff, I would say it's a really, really strong weekend Kava. I don't know what the effects are going to be like tomorrow, or after I've, you know, after I've gotten over the initial thrust or peak of the Kava. But I can just say that it's like ridiculously strong, and like also like very, very nice. Feels really good now after about 45 minutes or 50 minutes or whatever, however long it's been since I drank it. I feel I feel really, really amazing right now. But right after it kicked in, it was like too much almost, and that's a lot. That's saying a lot, you know, coming from me. Like I got that kind of like clammy, very cold, very kind of like not anxious feeling, but like kind of like this stuff is a bit stronger than I thought it was going to be. So for all of you out there who like a really strong Kava, this is going to be the one that you're going to want to try next. In terms of its nobility or two-dayness, according to the label here, it's a noble Kava. There's not much detail about which island it comes from or anything like that within Vanuatu, but it's a Vanuatuan noble Kava, so far as we know. Bula Kava House doesn't submit Kava for tests, which is fine with me. I'll drink a 2-day Kava if you know, whatever. So they say it's noble, so I think it's good to assume that it's noble, and it's just really, really, really strong. So just be prepared for it if you're gonna try this stuff. Like, I mean, these are huge shells. I mean, that's a big shell. That's like a quarter of the size of my skull, or something like that. And like 2 of these just absolutely bowled me over. It's just really strong, amazing, fantastic stuff. So that's Nangol Noble from Bula Kava House. And Bula Kava House, you know, they don't shy away from kind of delivering on Kava in terms of you buy it and you try it, and it has a very noticeable, immediate effect. You know, they don't tend to sell stuff that you drink and kind of like it's in the background, kind of like massaging your synapses. No, this stuff is like full front and center after you drink it. It's kind of like you're asking the Kava out on a date, and you know, you would never look at a date and say like, oh, I didn't know I invited you. I don't even know what that means, but that's a good analogy for the time being in my state of mind. So yeah, Nangol Noble Kava root from Bula Kava House. This is gonna get like flying scores across the board. like I said, the headiness is just ridiculously overwhelming. The body feeling is also ridiculously overwhelming. Not for the faint of heart. Okay, I can't stress that enough. If you are sensitive to kavas that are really strong and kind of throw you off a little bit, this is not going to be your guy. You know, this is a whole different breed of cat here. This stuff is strong. So, check it out. I'd love to read your reviews down below once you've tried it. And good luck. All right, guys. So much fun doing these video reviews. And I look forward to doing more soon.